Before we get into impeachment, let's watch perhaps the funniest news clip of the season that everybody can appreciate.
And thank Nero for your service. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. If I could I throw a PSA out real quick?
Real quick.
Just the remarkable nature of these dogs and them being highlighted in the news creates a huge demand by people that frankly shouldn't have them. If you see the coverage and you decide I want one of these dogs, either buy a finished trained, fully trained and finished dog from a professional, or just don't get one at all. And Epstein didn't kill himself.
Okay, thank you for that commentary. All right, Mike, maybe more on that.
Oh my goodness, that's the greatest thing I've seen. That laugh is hysterical too. Thank you to whoever made that video. What a legend. Wow. So let's talk about impeachment. Everybody's confused. There's a lot of media going on both sides. But the real timeline is so insane, I can't believe people haven't figured this out yet. After a 2-year Russia collusion investigation that went absolutely nowhere, they promised us all this stuff and they found absolutely no foreign collusion. The Democrats, specifically Adam Schiff, claimed that he had a whistleblower and said that Trump did all this stuff. But I kid you not, he got caught lying or exaggerating, or as he would call it, a parody, and then claimed he was parodying it and everybody should know that he was making up his own story and own phone call in Congress. It's really that ridiculous, but the media hates Donald Trump so much they won't tell you that.
I don't see much reciprocity here. I hear what you want. I have a favor I want from you, though. And I'm going to say this only 7 times, so you better listen good. I want you to make up dirt on my political opponent, understand lots of it. On this and on that. My summary of the President's call was meant to be at least part in parody. The fact that that's not clear is a separate problem in and of itself.
I know you support Chairman Schiff, but was it right for him to have that dramatic interpretation of the President's transcript of the phone call at the hearing last week?
I want the American people to know what that phone call was about. I want them to hear it. So, yeah, it's fair. It's sad, but it's using the President's own words. So if he's...
Well, those weren't the President's words. It was an interpretation of the President's words. They're saying he made this up.
He did not make it up.
My summary of the President's call was meant to be at least part in parody.
Well, those weren't the President's words. It was an interpretation of the President's words. They're saying he made this up.
He did not make it up.
My summary of the President's call was meant to be at least part in parody.
I mean, even if you hate Donald Trump and you're a Democrat, don't you think that's a little bit ridiculous? Claiming to have a whistleblower and a second whistleblower, making up a whole phone call, acting like it's really, 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 really bad, and then Trump released the transcript, and then you turn around and say, oh no, that phone call wasn't a real phone call, that was just a parody I was making up to exaggerate, but it's like it's real, but it's not real, but it really happened. I mean, you've got to be pretty foolish to believe that. I mean, it's absolutely bananas that people haven't figured this out yet. It's so bad that even the Washington Post, who you know doesn't like Trump, they renamed their whole paper Democracy Dies in Darkness to try to take him down. Even the Washington Post gave it 4 Pinocchios that Adam Schiff didn't talk to the whistleblower, because at first he said, and then he said he didn't talk to the whistleblower, and then God knows what he said, but even the Washington Post is calling him a 4 Pinocchioed liar.
We have not spoken directly with the whistleblower. We have not spoken directly with the whistleblower. We have not spoken directly with the whistleblower. We would like to, but I'm sure the whistleblower has concerns that he has not been advised as the law requires.
The essence of what the President communicates. We've been very good to your country, very good. No other country has done as much as we have. But you know what? I don't see much reciprocity here. I hear what you want. I have a favor I want from you, though. And I'm going to say this only 7 times, so you better listen good. I want you to make up dirt on my political opponent, understand lots of it. On this and on that. I'm going to put you in touch with people, and not just any people. I'm going to put you in touch with Attorney General of the United States, my Attorney General, Bill Barr. He's got the whole weight of the American law enforcement behind him. And I'm going to put you in touch with Rudy. You're going to love him, trust me. You know what I'm asking, and so I'm only going to say this a few more times, in a few more ways. And by the way, don't call me again. I'll call you when you've done what I asked. This is, in sum and character, what the President was trying to communicate with the President of Ukraine. It would be funny if it wasn't such a graphic betrayal of the President's oath of office. But as it does represent a real betrayal, there's nothing the president says here that is in America's interest, after all. It is instead the most consequential. My summary of the president's call was meant to be at least part in parody. The fact that that's not clear is a separate problem in and of itself. Of course, the president never said, if you don't understand me, I'm going to say it 7 more times.
Well, those weren't the president's words. It was an interpretation of the president's words. They're saying he made this up.
He did not make it up.
So outside of all the media hype, out of all the celebrities, the Democrats, the people who've wanted Trump impeached before he even got into office, you did 2 years of Russia collusion. Absolutely nothing happened. So of course they were scrambling to try to find something to take out Trump. I get it. The election's next year. I suggest you try to win the election instead of illegally taking him out of office or making up all these goofy schemes that get people's hype up, that really build up the ratings, that get all these news networks so much money, that get Democrats all this fundraising money. Actually, it even gets Donald Trump fundraising money when you try to impeach him. He gets more money than ever, just to disappoint you. Even if you don't like Donald Trump, are you following the story? He said he didn't talk to the whistleblower, then he said he kind of did or didn't. The Washington Post even gave him 4 Pinocchios for lying about that. Then he made up this whole grandiose phone call that sounded really bad that probably could get you impeached. But then Trump released the transcript, and I don't think they thought he was going to release the actual phone call or could do that. So I think their plot was to make up some false story with some insider that's obviously a Democrat who hates Trump and make up a whole narrative to try to get him impeached. But then he released the transcript and Adam Schiff had to go in front of Congress and say, oh, it was a parody. I just was, making up my own story that's still really bad for him. This stuff is so embarrassing. Only mass media and celebrities could get people to believe this stuff off of their sole hate for Trump. I mean, it's embarrassing. I didn't have that much lashing hate for Bush or Obama. I mean, I didn't like either of them really, but I'm not so foolish to be like, oh, I hate George Bush and Obama. Let me give up my First Amendment, my freedom of speech. Let me give up the Second Amendment, right to bear arms. Let's give up the right to a fair trial. We'll use women and all these sort of accusations, and then we'll give up all our amendments. Why not just throw our freedom in the trash bin because we hate Donald Trump or Obama or Bush? I never would have acted like that, so I really don't get what people are doing. And if you follow the timeline of what they're accusing Trump of doing, what's even crazier is all of the people that are accusing Trump of doing it actually themselves did it. And all you need is video footage. Talking about quid pro quo, isn't that what Biden did and what his son pretty much admitted on television? But that's okay because the media's a PR team for them?
Fact. Joe Biden pressured Ukraine to fire its prosecutor.
If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Well, son of a bitch. You got fired.
Fact. The prosecutor said he was forced out for leading a corruption probe into Hunter Biden's company. Fact. Democrats want to impeach President Trump for discussing this investigation with Ukraine's president. Fact. Donald Trump won, but Democrats want to overturn the election. Don't let them.
In the list that you gave me of the reasons why you're on that board, you did not list the fact that you were the son of the vice president.
Of course, yeah, no.
What role do you think that played?
I think that it is impossible for me to be on any of the boards that I just mentioned without saying that I'm the son of the Vice President of the United States.
What about Obama on a hot mic talking to Russia saying, oh, we're going to have more flexibility after the election?
My last election, yeah. After my election, I have more flexibility. Yeah. I trust this. We'll let you know that next time.
Imagine if Donald Trump did that. Or you could read the New York Times or watch a documentary that with the Uranium One deal, where the United States sold uranium to Russia, that there may have been tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars flowing to backdoor organizations. AKA what they're accusing Trump of doing. Putting their family members on boards, getting money, selling out the office for their own personal interest. There's more evidence that they did that. And even for the Russia investigation, the whole thing was launched off of the Steele dossier, which was colluding with a British spy to write a dossier that they didn't tell the FISA courts that they funded, because it would have been a whole different story, gave it to them, leaked it to their own media, Russia collusion narrative that never happened, off of them literally colluding with a foreign spy. It's like they can run rampant, do whatever, they can lie to you, they can get 4 Pinocchios, 5 Pinocchios, 6 Pinocchios, but people hate Donald Trump so much. They're willing to believe anything, let people get away with anything. I mean, the state of California is on fire. Homelessness galore, trash everywhere, has nothing to do with Donald Trump, but people are so foolish, naive, and brainwashed that they're willing to give these people millions billions of dollars, keep electing them, and convincing them that Donald Trump created all the problems in the world, including San Francisco, the gas prices, the rent prices, which, just to be honest, has nothing to do with Trump. At this point, it's been decades in many parts of the city that they've had Republican leadership. It's liberal policies, tax gas, raise taxes. Even the film industry is moving to Atlanta because Georgia has a conservative leadership, so businesses actually want to stay there. The point I'm getting to is, you don't have to like Donald Trump, but the fact that people are literally willing to believe anything, let anyone get away with anything, let everybody accuse Trump of what they did and think that that's cool because Ellen told you George Bush is so much cooler than Trump when he's not. It's getting ridiculous. And this Ukraine scandal is so hilariously goofy and backwards. I can only laugh at the fact that people are going to lie to themselves for another year because the Democrats are panicking because they have no good candidates. I mean, look at this goofy clown circus that they have. The only semi-attractive and decent candidate that they have, they constantly hate on and want to destroy in the media. It's like, let's blame everybody for what we're doing, learn absolutely nothing, make the same exact mistakes, talk trash to most of the nation, lose the working people, pretend like we're standing up for working people. Our own states are literally on fire, record number poverty, record number homelessness, record number gas prices, the highest gas prices in the nation that of course working people pay for. And we'll tell people we're going to impeach Trump because we're so desperately afraid that we're not going to win the election, because who would want to vote for you? Only somebody that watches Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, and Seth Meyers every night and it's like, oh yeah, Russia collusion, oh yeah, Ukraine collusion. He made up a whole fake story, said it was a parody, and people still believe these people and think it's going to lead them to some sort of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory happy ending where you fly into the sky and everybody gets candy. It's the saddest, most embarrassing, pathetic thing I've ever seen in my life. It's only strengthening Trump. It's only getting him more fundraising money. He's outraising all of the Democrats. He's raising more money than ever. More than half of the nation is ticked off with you guys, including millions of Democrats who are now giving Trump money because they're sick and tired of this ridiculous nonsense. Thank you for listening. God bless you. God bless your family. God bless America, and God bless the world. I hope you have a good week, and I'll be back with more videos soon.